It's just 2,000 my salary. Don't buy a inter-terrace house for 600. Both of us were civil servants. We are regulars with many years of contract, and yet we cannot bridge to buy a 600,000. If I say the price of the semi-detached, a lot of listeners will get so upset. I bought it for 525,000.
Okay, hi guys. I'm back, and sorry you can hear my voice. It's quite bad, so today I'm not going to talk so much. We are really tapping into the brains of a very established property investor. I really wanted to invite Mr. Ismail to be here today to share and inspire more people and the thought process of what he went through, who he was and all these things. And I promise you, it's not going to be a typical one that you see today. So I think I talked a lot already.
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Marcus. One of the key things is this. I know you're always very passionate, and I truly admire, honestly, looking at your journey. You have a very colorful story based on your background. But as you said, today our focus is all about property, my journey, which is not only my journey. There are many people who have done better than me, but I just want to humbly say I'm truly privileged to be here in this studio together with Marcus Luah. Who's Marcus Luah? Why do I accede to his request? Because he's my number one team leader. Obviously, I need to support him, but it is not that. Because of his passion of wanting to educate people. And I want to say something, today's topic, he asked me to focus. You know why? Congratulations to you. I just went to his new landed home for Chinese New Year. Some of you may have seen in your socials and so on, where he had a big celebration with the lion dance and so on, inviting almost the whole day, all his key people, friends and guests and so on. I said it was very well done. I was so impressed with your landed, especially your basement. My goodness, your basement looks like a childcare center with your billiard, right? Plus your movie theater corner.
Inspired by Alan.
Alan, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but he said he's inspired because, honest truth, yeah, my partner, Alan, also have got a beautiful landed home. And his basement is also really an entertainment. My goodness, he got a movie studio for about almost easily 16 to 20 people, plus all other, 2 mahjong table, plus billiard, plus many other fun. Okay, never mind. We are not trying to talk about just trying to make people envy. But so your question here is,
how do you start
my journey?
Yeah.
Or in the real estate?
Yes.
Okay.
Your own buying.
Okay, good.
Who were you that time?
Yeah.
What was the thought process? How much money you had that time?
Yeah.
To buy the property you bought?
Okay, I think I do not want to go into all the little nitty-gritties and the details of every aspect of what. But today, let's put it as a landed focus. At least then the listener have got some values behind. If you see, one of the key things here is this, Marcus. Trust me, I love landed. Okay, but many people have got different opinions, and I respect that. A lot of the major objections to landed is people say he maybe got a lot of lizards, cockroaches, and things like that.
I just got bitten by wasps last night.
But that's okay.
Okay.
But you cannot frighten people by saying that then you're not bitten by wasps. But wasps, is it?
Wasps.
Yep. Yeah. But I've stayed in a landed for umpteen years, but I've never had such an experience.
But I have a very small one. I stepped on it.
Okay.
And it bit me.
Okay, fine. I mean, people knew that I advocate landed property as an investment. But there's something strange, Marcus. You know why I would say? It is never easy to upgrade to a landed. Everybody know that. Yep. Why? Because the quantum is high. And you look at it, what percentage of Singaporeans truly can own a landed? We are talking about 1 million over HDB houses. We are talking about 300 over thousands of condominiums. But when you talk about landed, we are talking about less than 80,000. Yeah. So of all the residential housing class, landed forms the smallest portion. And that's why it is really in demand, or it is always valuable. Okay. Sometimes I think the cost of the land is more precious than the gold, as far as Singapore is concerned, because we are a land scarce country. Okay, in a nutshell, my journey started, and I'm quite certain for many of us who want to right now upgrade to a landed may not be the first property we landed because it's not easy. Unless, of course, we got very rich parents. We are really a successful young entrepreneur of the new tech, maybe Bitcoin, I don't know. Yeah. But if it is talking about a normal journey of people working hard, to really start a lender is not easy. And the truth here is this, if you say so, 35 years ago was the same. Well, why am I saying 35 years ago? That's when I started my journey in investing in real estate. And at that time, my first property was
5 years ago.
35 years ago. Yeah. In fact, to be more precise, is almost 39 years. Because I'm not young. Yep. So anyway, coming back to the main point I was trying to make here is this. My first property was a HDB. Yep. Bought it and stayed there for a period of time. Then my second property was a condo.
Where was it?
My first property was at Mountbatten, HDB.
Opposite
The Kampong Arang where it is, Mountbatten is still, the flat still exists. The Mountbatten CC, the swimming pool, National Stadium.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. These are the very old flats. But today, these flats, the balance lease is 43 years. Yeah, about 42, 43 years. So it is really, really an old estate, right? That's why I said I'm talking about almost close to 40 years ago. That was my first HDB property. Yep. Then we stayed there for a couple of years. And our second property was a condominium. Yep. So we sold and then we upgraded to a condominium. And then when we stayed there in a condominium for a couple of years, but I was lucky because I was a civil servant then and I was posted overseas. You know, when we were overseas posting for being in the military at that time, you usually get an overseas allowance. So I had overseas allowance plus my salary plus my wife working. We were really saving the money. And our condominium also appreciated. So we were so clear-minded to buy a landed. But trust me, what I experienced 35 years ago is the same experience today almost everybody will go through. Therefore, it is not true to say those days anybody also can buy. No, not true. Because to me, I started my salary as a commissioned Army regular officer. My salary was only $1,300. So
$1,300 by landed.
yeah. Then how? So no, I'm talking about my starting.
Yes.
By the time I buy my landed, it has gone up to probably about 2,000.
Huh?
It's just 2,000 my salary. Yeah. So you see, so that's why you see. So what am I trying to say? We cannot say those days everything cheap, all of us can. But those days our salary was
You're so scared.
low. Yeah.
Because the HDB only 17,000.
Yeah. So okay, coming back to just to give you the journey when I decided to buy my first landed property.
Yes, the challenges.
Challenges. You know what was the biggest challenge I had? Was myself and my wife, we were so determined to buy, but we had so many people discourage us from buying.
Always.
Out of concern. I don't blame them. Out of concern. You see, I was a young lieutenant. My wife was also an Army regular, a young lieutenant. Both of us, our salary was for sure less than $2,000. And combined, our salary was barely $3,500, $3,600. So we desired to buy a landed property. Why a lot of our seniors discouraged us was, I'm talking about this is somewhere in 1989. So exactly about 36 years ago. And just about 2 to 3 years before, the landed property inter-terrace houses was about 450,000. When I wanted to buy at that time, it was already about 600,000. And it was a brand new. So a lot of people were saying, hey, don't buy an inter-terrace house for 600. But I said, why not? But they say the property was only about 450, 480. That's gone up by 20%. But then I and my wife said that no, we really want, and we wanted to buy a brand new because so that we have lesser renovation and so on. It's a 3-story inter-terrace.
Time, how old were your kids?
Oh, we
No
don't have
kids.
kids. We don't
Yeah, I
have
remember
children. We don't have
So
children.
you wanted such a big house for?
Exactly, but because I say we love properties, I wanted my own small piece of a land. And I remember it was so interesting. You know why I say that here is because, Marcus, eventually when I decided to buy, we literally went up to so many banks. I think more than 4 banks. All declined. You know why? Our income is low. To buy a $610,000 worth of property, both of us were civil servant. You can say iron rice bowl. We are regulars with many years of contract, and yet we cannot breach that to buy a 600,000. I've sold my condominium for more than 100,000, a little short, little here. But eventually, there was one local bank. I mean, I don't want to mention the bank name. One local bank saw us with some confidence and gave us the loan. We bought our first property.
What was the interest?
Oh,
The mortgage?
mortgage interest those
Definitely
days
not
was
2%.
6%. Okay. It in fact went up to 7.5%. We are talking about in the mid-80s. So that's why, but to me here is this, if you think about interest, then how? Then forever you cannot upgrade. But when we bought, I told my wife only one thing. We don't have children, that's all right. It's a little bit of a stretch, but it's okay. Maybe we were lucky. It may not be applicable for everyone, but we were just prudent then. And we said, never mind now. If we really need to, if the interest goes up and we have to tighten our the belt, we go to army cookhouse for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We don't eat outside. Oh, yeah, because both of us were army regulars. Yeah. But anyway, to cut the story short, it took us some effort because people discouraged us from buying because they were worried that it has gone up and therefore maybe we should wait. But we choose not to wait. We had obstacles because the bank says that, hey, you are stretching a bit, but we still find a way to push through and we stretch ourselves. God was kind to us. He really blessed us. You know why I say that, Marcus? Down another 3 to 5 years down the road, the property prices went up to 700, 800, 900. And many of our senior officers, we were just young lieutenants. There were captains and majors in my army camp and our friends who advised us to wait.
Yeah.
They themselves couldn't enter the market thereafter.
Priced out.
Yeah, priced out. So that was our journey. I mean, we are talking about almost my landed property investment was a good 35 years ago.
You only 26, eh?
Oh, yes. I was 26. So I was born in 1960. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
26.
26.
So when you bought that time, what was your ratio, your income to your mortgage ratio?
Yeah, but
How much was that?
Yeah, but those days we could buy, we just need to come down 10%.
But what's your mortgage? Because a lot of people are concerned.
Yeah.
Well, if you landed, biggest problem is not the down.
Yeah.
It's not the boss.
Yeah.
It's the monthly.
Monthly commitment.
Because if you rent out.
Yeah.
I was asking you about the landed.
Yeah.
I want to buy. The price is okay. You can pay down payment, can get loan. But the monthly installment and you collect rent, you pay, you cannot cover like even 60% of the mortgage.
Because you see, for landed, it is never always about rental yield.
Yeah.
Because you must understand this is a limited supply commodity.
Yes.
That's why I say landed is equivalent to gold.
Yes.
Yep. There will always be a demand and a capital appreciation. Because anyway, landed is not seen as an investable product usually, simply because investable in the sense that, sorry, when I clarify what means, it is not a yield return product. Okay, you can invest as a capital appreciation. Yeah. So in any case, coming back to the point here is this, it did stretch us a bit in terms of our monthly payment. But on the other hand...
So you spend half of your income?
Yes, probably around there. About half of our income went to...
About half, right?
About half, yes. About half of our income. You see, for example, even if you take 600, if you take a $400,000 loan over, but we were young, so we can stretch to 35 years those days, so it's really huge. So the installment wasn't such a huge strain on us, I must say. Yep.
I mean, very young.
Yeah, we still have a car. Yep. So we still have the car, we are still young, and we still...
What car was that?
I think Datsun 100A. My goodness, I think now non-existent.
Because you see, you buy a brand new landed,
Yeah.
but the car is a
It
very
doesn't
humble
matter.
car.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a totally different
Yeah.
mindset.
Because I'm so clear-minded. A landed entry is my passport to financial richness and freedom over time. And then we stayed in the landed for a period of... You see, when we had this landed, it was the only one property we had. We had one HDB, okay? Then we sold the HDB, we bought a condo, we sold the condo, we entered into a landed. But the landed helped us in certain way. We stayed in the landed for a couple of years. Exactly as you said. Why do we need such a huge landed, only two of us? And so happened for this particular development in the eastern part of Singapore, a brand new, beautiful house. 3-story.
Where? You still have the property there?
No, I don't. I've so long ago. How if I...
Where is that?
Okay, actually the landed property name is Guan Sun Terrace, East Coast, Simi MRT.
Okay. Jalan Pergam there lah.
Yeah. So that was a brand new development at the time. Yep. Beautiful. But the ensuite, the biggest master bedroom was on the 3rd floor.
Because you feel what?
I feel, yes. But every time go up, come down, forget key,
You
come
forget
down.
key, can quarrel one, you go take like you go take.
Yeah. So that's why. Okay, anyway, again, cut the story short.
Yep.
Because the property appreciated, we said that we should not stop at the inter-terrace. We sold, and because it was 3-story, we said that no, we don't like 3-story.
Land.
We want more land. So we sold the property a couple of years down the road and actually it's appreciated a couple of $100,000. It gave us the equity. And those days, because there wasn't ABSD and so on, that's where we split and bought 2 properties after selling our inter-terrace house, which is we upgraded to a semi-detached house. But this time, we were so determined and fixated that the semi-detached have to be a single story. Because we don't want to climb up. Contrary, right now, people don't want to buy single story. And I can accept that because today, anybody who buy a single story, to rebuild is humongous cost.
No kids yet also?
No kids.
Not yet, right?
Not yet.
You don't need so many rooms.
Yeah. So we bought a single story, but this time we bought it at Cowan, near Cowan MRT. Yeah. Actually, the road name is known as Richard's Place.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a Cowan site. But if I say the price of the semi-detached, a lot of listeners will get so upset. Can you guess? I tell you the land size. Land size was 3,735 square feet, single story, Cowan MRT.
1993.
Around there, 1993, yeah, early 90s. I cannot be very specific, early 90s.
I guess, $1,400 per square foot, 1.1 million.
Okay, let me see. I said that I bought it. 1992, 93. 1992.
1.5 to 1.7.
No lah. I give you discount much lower. Super discount.
Don't want angry already.
Okay, can.
No.
Buy single
900K.
story. Okay. I bought it for 525,000. 525. I mean, that was the price those days. Yeah, because you know why? They said Cowan Hougang is ulu a bit ma.
My mother bought a HDB 37,000 only at that time.
Yeah, correct. So
you are paying 15 times more.
15 times.
So it's like
you
now
see, everything is
now HDB is 1 million.
Yeah.
Or Bukit Panjang now HDB is
let's say
BTO
700, 500 or
so that means you're paying 15 times 7.5 million
if 500
equivalent to today lah.
Yeah, exactly lah.
So you need to be realistic.
Yeah, realistic.
Because it's still the output input.
Yeah.
How much money you spend, the number of times more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is not 15 times if you buy a Bukit Panjang, it is only 4 million, 5 million, you can buy inter-terrace
So that
house.
time,
Even now,
Yeah.
talking about now, now in a Bukit
Now.
Panjang inter-terrace house won't cost you even 5 million.
almost already.
Yeah, okay.
Pavilion now is about 5.
Yeah, you say 5 million, it's not 15
4.5.
times. So it's only less than 10 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything has moved up.
But sadly, the overall quantum
Yeah.
is...
Understand. Okay, so now coming back to...
Yep.
So we bought a semi-D, right? We also bought a studio apartment
Mhm.
at Mandarin Garden.
Oh.
And we bought it on the highest floor, 23rd floor. Super beautiful with nice unblocked view. So we decided to stay at the studio. And we rented the semi-detached. But now we say the landed is not a yield play, right?
Yeah.
But at that time, our rental can pay my entire monthly installment because it's only 525.
Yep.
And the place was rented out by a textile importer because my house single story, the land is so big. He used put his office supply like his storage space. My goodness. And therefore, he give me good rent. Wow, I said, that's happiness.
Then the neighbors should angry.
No, it's okay, but it's quite decent because anyway, as I said, the neighbors also okay only. It's not a brand new estate or whatever. But it is all inside. So that's okay. Yeah, nobody, actually quite a good neighborhood as well. In fact, why the area was like a gold mine, Rosyth Primary School was within 1 kilometer then. And Rosyth was even then a very popular school. Yep. So the landed enclaves do have got a demand. Cut the story short. Okay. A time came, I sold the semi-detached. I never stayed there, but owned that for more than 10 years. Surely I would have sold for multi-fold time. Right? And then 2005.
SARS. After SARS.
Yes. 2005. I bought my first bungalow at the eastern part of Singapore. Land size close to 6,000 square feet.
Okay.
2-story. 2005. Double story, land size 6,000.
I remember how much.
Yes.
I always tell my clients this.
Yeah. And I bought that for $2.8 million. Yep. That is exactly 19 years ago.
And you're still staying in the Mandarin Garden.
Oh, no. By this time, I sold my Mandarin Garden already. Yeah. I got many other. So after I sold Mandarin Garden, I bought my second, my third, my Costa room, my other thing. I invested multiple properties. But today I just confined to landed. But I think the landed helped me. But I also made a decision. At all time, I will have a landed as a base. Because that's the most stable. Yep, not speculative. And it is long term. But I didn't want to just remain with an inter-terrace. So from inter-terrace to a semi-D. From semi-D to a bungalow. Yep. And the $2.8 million property. Today, guess what's the price?
Land only, right?
With the house. Yeah.
Just the land, I know the address, but just the land is already touching 2,000 BSF.
Yeah.
But because it's a slightly bigger bungalow land, so discount a bit. 9 over mil, 10 mil. Easily. Bare land.
10 million.
Yeah, bare land.
Yeah. With the house, it could
be 13.
Yeah.
Depending on the condition. 13 also cannot get.
If it is brand new, it
will be 15.
It will be closer to 13, 14, 15, depending on the condition.
Yes.
But if it is not so, it could be 12, 11, up to the...
Depending on the road facing.
Yeah.
But yours is a...
Yeah. So it took me some time to find
cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sac.
It's a cul-de-sac.
And why we really... Actually, it took us 1 year to buy this property. Because I was so clear in what we want. We want that place as our retirement home. Which means I had got a few criteria. One, it has to be walking distance to MRT. in case anybody who want to visit us, be it our maid or our children. If you don't have a car, not everybody drive. And literally, it is only 670 meters to the MRT station. Second, through the connector park, if I start to walk, it takes me 18 minutes. My feet can get wet East Coast Beach by the park connector. So it's good. Like this morning, I went for a 6-kilometer walk. So I love the East. I love the sea. And you can walk in less than 20 minutes. Or if you want to go to the MRT, it's less than 10 minutes. And yet it is not along the main road. Cul-de-sac. It's so quiet. Actually, my children used to play badminton at outside our house on the road because nobody will come. Yeah. So that's yeah. So it's a nice setting for me. That's why it took us for some time to look for a house, and eventually we got it, and we're very, very happy. And we hope to retire there.
You're living your dream.
Yeah. Yeah. So when we talk about landed, I still think, Marcus, that's why I congratulated you. Because I know when you spoke to me about landed, I encourage almost everyone to take that step forward to invest in a landed. Trust me. And I'm so happy. So many of my friends, so many from my army time to my partners, my business associates, my good friends. And my advice to them here is, if you can afford, but trust me, there will be some obstacles. There will be some challenges. But I'm not asking you to be emotional without doing your sums right. But take that leap, tighten some unnecessary spending, because you will be rest assured, time to come, this property will reward you. Even though the price may be high, over time, it will still be in demand and the capital appreciation will be there. Okay, let's talk, Marcus. Why I say that landed is still a gold mine. The biggest obstacle is the quantum, right? Because you're talking about starting from 5 million and there's no end to it.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most of the areas, 5 to 6 million, you can enter into a landed, decent, entry-level, inter-terrace, or some could be a corner.
Yep. Renovated,
decent. Yep.
Can.
If you have a budget up to 8 million, good. Your choices are wider. You have got semi-detached and also some bungalows in some of the areas. But in certain areas, the bungalow price tag will be closer to 10 million, 10 to 12. Okay. Then we talk about
but not the CCR.
Yeah, not the CCR area.
But very nice East Coast.
Yeah, East Coast has got beautiful. Mount Baton has got beautiful. Yeah, you'll be surprised, even in the CCR, 12 million, 15 million smaller bungalows are still possible. You Upper Bukit Timah area all still have.
Yeah,
definitely have. Yeah, 12 million you still have. Yeah. Then we talk about completely a GCB class that is 20 million and above, and we don't need to focus on that because that is for a select few, and if they choose to, I don't think they will even bother to listen to us, both of us talking, because they're GCB class.
GCB class? Maybe the children will be watching.
Yeah, okay. But we have to start somewhere, right?
Yeah. Maybe the children will be watching.
Yeah.
Because when I go Bukit Timah, sometimes people come and talk to me.
Yeah.
They say, watch your YouTube video. And they are staying Bukit Timah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I feel watching YouTube is, my opinion, rich man habit. Because when you have a bit of money, you will go online and look for education, how to grow.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about you here is this, in your podcast, I've heard a couple of it and so on, because you want to go out there to be informative and so that people can learn through the process. It is not about, there's no reason why you and I, or for that matter, I need to go and horn my ego to say I own a land. No, but it is truly, what I was sharing here is a reflection of any one of us today.
Yes. And I never heard their story.
Yeah.
Not so in depth.
Yeah.
And luckily we arranged this. And I still come because of sore throat. So you never do call to action and remember to like the video.
Good luck. I mean, I'm very appreciative for the opportunity and so on. And I truly hope that to inspire some and to take that faith of leap, but doing that computation, make sure you have your reserve and things like that. Okay, some reasons, maybe I will tell you,
Yep.
Marcus, why landed is still will be in a strong demand. These are my opinion.
Yep.
Okay, I want to put in a caveat because nobody should be influenced just by my this short video. Please do your sums right. Talk to your bankers, talk to your specialists, or talk to Marcus to sit down one-to-one or whoever it is to count before you make that decision. But why I still think landed? Put it this way: today, a 99-year leasehold, brand new, average, outlying area, have crossed $2,150.
Yeah.
Okay? Without naming projects, some of the recent launches, OCR means outside the central region, average price more than $2,500. RCR, rest of the central region, average price $2,750. Core Central, $3,000. So you have got from 2002 average and some are 2005 in the outlying areas to 2,700 to 3,000 per square feet, right? Or per square foot. So imagine buying a 1,500 square feet at 2002. The price is going to be 3.3 million. And what do we own is an airspace.
Which is not wrong.
Yeah, it's not
Which
wrong.
is not wrong.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Yeah. And that's how I started. I
Yeah,
did own a condominium. So I'm just saying that I'm now, today's our argument, we are not saying that it is
Yeah,
not
we're not
wrong.
comparing.
But that is a stepping stone.
Yep.
So we all at one stage do own a condo, but I'm only looking at it from a correlation to a landed. When we say, wow, landed is so expensive, then I ask a question. If this is 3.3 to 3.5 million for 1,005, the smallest inter-terrace house under the new guidelines, not the old 50 years ago, is about 1,680.
Yes.
Because 150 square meter is a minimum requirement of an inter-terrace with a 6 meter frontage. These are the guidelines.
Yep.
So that comes to about 1,680 square foot of the land. And usually the build-up is anything 2,005 to 3,000 to 3,002. Yeah. So therefore, if somebody buy a landed at 5 million inter-terrace and the build-up is, say, close to 3,000, so basically you're only paying 1,600 livable space because 1,600 and 3,000 is 4.8 million.
Yeah.
Yep. Not forgetting you still have a land, you can park your car, you have a small garden, and therefore, actually from a per square foot perspective, a landed is a value proposition. But the problem here is quantum. That's why then people ask, how can landed is so expensive will still go up? But the point here is this, because it's still a value proposition, even when it go up to $6 million, the $5 million property go to $6 million, and if the livable space is 3,000 square foot and it's freehold, you divide, it's still $2,000, which is lower than a 99-year leasehold entry price of a mass market. So that's why landed, I'm quite confident, but I cannot obviously say I can guarantee these things. I'm quite confident the landed property price will preserve its value, and chances are it will go up over time because of a limited supply and the demand. And then the $1 million question is, where the demand come from? Where the demand come from for the landed? I think the demand come from a couple of. Obviously, Singaporeans, because landed only Singaporeans can buy.
Yep.
If you are a PR or foreigner, you need to have a super special approval, which is not easy anyway.
Usually you won't buy inter-terrace.
Yeah. And you won't even get, yeah, correct. So you are right. Absolutely right. Yeah. So that being the case, so the Singaporean demand come from many young professionals who have already had their HDB or their
Condo.
And
with a
because the
profit.
condo has appreciated,
Yes.
and when they sell the condominiums for even 2.5 million or so in the resale market, they do have $1 million over dollars in terms of their CPF and equity cash.
I'm currently serving the buyers or landed, mostly young professional.
Yeah,
And they make money from their condo
yeah,
and plus their savings.
exactly.
And many of them don't even drive
Yeah,
or drive a COE, very old car.
yeah, yeah. So the focus is not about lifestyle,
Yes.
about sewing, whether I can have the most sophisticated
Or
brand new
bigger.
car.
Yeah.
But they realize, because you see, what they are actually buying now is a key word that we have used it many a time: delayed gratification.
That's my mentor. So I know what he will say.
Yeah.
Because he always tell me this.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a delayed gratification, right? I mean, that's exactly what happened 35 years ago when I wanted to buy a landed. All my seniors and superiors say, don't buy. I said, it's okay. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but I'm looking at my future.
Yep.
Yep. So that's where, and as you said, you're a young professional. So this is one group of people, right? Yeah.
That they are very sharp.
Yeah.
When they make their money in their condo,
Mm.
and maybe they are 35.
Yeah.
And now their income is on the higher tier, combined above 20K.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it will be always very tempting
Yeah.
to start taking business class, buy the nice watch, because they can afford to buy every month.
Mm.
But to them is, okay, why not we look at the future?
Yeah.
And just nice, thanks because they watch my video.
Mm.
So they connect me with me then.
Mm.
Assist them to move on.
I understand.
And I think it's a different decision-making process.
Yeah. So, which in my view is the right thing for many to consider, right? So this is one group of people. There are also the other group of people who also look at landed, who are young entrepreneurs, or it could also be a mature entrepreneurs who could be 40 to 50.
Yep.
Business are doing well. Yep. When the business does well, therefore you are not restricted to a small fixed income. So the business flourish. So entrepreneurs do come and pick up
50% loan.
Yeah. So in many ways, they can do that. So entrepreneurs forms the second group. But I also want to say there's another third group of people.
I just saw one.
Mm.
Okay, I guess.
Okay. I'm not so sure. I would say these are the new citizens.
New citizen.
Yep. Okay. And nothing wrong because they are part of our economy and our
They are meant to be part of us.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. But why when I say new citizen here is because, landed is such a privilege only for citizens. But in the past, they were PR, or assuming they were foreigner, but they were from a PR route.
Yep.
They also become citizens because they have been in Singapore society for many years and they have integrated, and for which, whatever reason, they rightfully earned the right to be a citizen.
All of them very localized.
Yeah.
When you speak to them, many of them now are the Gen 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Gen 2, they have grown up here.
Yeah. And they're also Gen 2 and they're also Gen 1.
Yes.
The minute they have got this privilege, they come to this realization. Actually, it's a citizenship
advantage
or citizenship's rights to be able to buy a landed property. And many of these people who have got either of the condos and things like that and their own assets and so on, they said, I will come in also enjoy this privilege. Actually, it's a privilege.
Yeah.
Yep. So if you look at it, a landed that has got a limited supply and it doesn't increase hugely because government land sales don't cater for landed. But even as you know, all government land sale will only be 99. And that's not so exciting, right? So when we look at landed properties that are 999 and freehold, these are all our forefathers, grandfathers, and Singapore's long time title deeds. So it is a privilege to own a freehold landed property, whether it's an inter-terrace, semi-D, and trust me, come 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, 30 years down the road, it will still be the limited edition. And that's why I say it's a gold standard of investment.
Because government only release GLS and BTO.
Yep.
There's no new landed land for sale.
But even if there is some landed enclave, because some developers can choose to, there were some 99-year landed, either cluster housing or even landed. No, government do have some. But I be it at Caldecott or whether is it at Bukit Timah area. There was one a couple of years ago.
Yio Chu Kang,
Yeah.
recent launch.
Yeah. But it will be 99 year
Yeah.
leasehold. Yeah, there is a difference. So when we talk about landed, we are talking about freehold or 999 as a real long-term benefit of holding on to the property as a legacy planning. Yeah.
So what would be your advice for people that they cannot envision? Obviously, some people, will think, okay lah, you own a business, you're successful, of course you can buy what you want. But what would be the long-term game plan? Because maybe to some people, if they think they want to use it as a retirement, so what should be the plan? What would be your advice?
No,
To the people, maybe they are making 300-400K a year combined.
that's decent income.
Yeah, in their early 40s.
Yeah.
But they're planning when their kids are older, when they're in their 50 plus, 60. So your advice is they continue to stay there? Or
But are they having a landed or not
a
landed?
landed?
Okay.
That means they listen to,
Okay.
after watching this, they call me, they help them find a landed.
Okay, no, Marcus.
Then what do you think will be their game plan?
Okay.
What should they do?
No, but because I've seen whatever
Yes.
you're saying, I've
You've seen
already
already.
gone through
And you help your
helping
friends.
people
Yeah.
who are already in that
I
journey.
don't have.
Yeah. So what happened here is this: a lot of people who have a landed property, in fact, assuming they got 2 children or 3 children, and they got one landed property, be it a semi-detached and so on, and they are now in the 65 and 70 years. The property tax and everything based on the
Very
annual
high.
value is slightly higher.
Yeah.
But for owner-occupier, it's
Owner-occupier.
not so bad. Okay. So what they do here is this: because of the delayed gratification, they bought it 20, 30 years ago. And as far as Singapore is concerned, anybody who have bought a property, landed property more than 20 years ago, it is all double or more or triple. Yep, it is all. I can just say in a very broad stroke for lender. So what it means here is this: it allowed them to right size their property, which is they can always have a lifestyle of, I won't use the word downgrading, okay?
Right size.
Right size it, because they said, fine, I am now 65, 70, and the property has appreciated to maybe 7 million, 8 million, or whatever the price it is, depending on the kind of the property. And then they buy, some of them even buy a decent condominium, because I think they have all other facilities, luxuries, and things like that. And actually, some of them also use this money to help the children a head start in their real estate journey. Either they are buying an EC or is it another private condo. And I see a lot of parents are doing that. Yeah. So, but you see, if we want to first, don't talk about helping our children.
Yep.
Mommy, we can't let the children fend for themselves.
You cannot have later, you got 5 children.
Yeah,
Also
then
like
how?
difficult.
So I'm not talking about that. But my point here is
You have
helping
the-
ourselves.
You have a freedom.
Yeah, we
You
have a
have,
help.
you have a choice.
Yeah, we have a choice. Whether you want to relocate, I'm not saying that you need to migrate. No, if you're happy, why not? Just stay in Singapore. But the mere fact, so this is something Calvin Fong stressed a lot about, building wealth, right? You see, let's talk about building wealth here. If a person did not stretch and buy this landed property and choose to stay in that 99-year leasehold condo, assuming the leasehold condo was 2.5 million.
Yeah.
20 years later, and he was 40 years. 20 years later, when he's 60 years, the 2.5 million may have gone to maybe 3.5 or 3.8, not forgetting the lease of the property is now below 70 or 60 only, 99-year leasehold. But if that person have stretched from selling the 2.5 million and bought a $4.5 million landed, 20 years down the road, the 4.5 landed is likely going to be 6.5. I don't know what is the price. So, would you retire 20 years later, a 2.5 million 99-year leasehold and selling at 3.5, and all your wealth is only 3.5, or if you had the ability upgrade it to a 4.5 that has gone to 6.5, and that's exactly we talk about at 6.5, assuming bulk of the loan is paid up,
Yep.
the freedom that the person has, whether want to right size, reorganize, help the children or don't help the children, it's his choice.
You got more options.
You got more.
Because this one most likely you want the right size and keep 1 million, most likely you go HDB.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the landed, you can still go to the condo. My previous owner also right size to a condo.
Mm,
And a 4-bedroom town area, 1,600 square feet, 4-bedroom, 70 years old.
yeah. 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 So correct. So that's why I think landed does give the bandwidth.
Okay. So I think today's video is getting very long already, but I think most of the content can use because it's all really very beneficial. However, there are still some questions that I want to ask you. And I think for today's context, it's really about Mr. Ismail and his story. And I'm very thankful that you share everything. And I thank myself because I have the guts to invite you and such a in-depth topic. Have you ever shared this?
No, landed. No.
Don't
First
have
time. First
about
time.
your own, right? Yeah, and there are some really more questions that I want to ask because I feel super inspired, just like all of you out there. But I think that one we have to keep to the next video because I got a question to ask you.
Please.
Which is number one,
Mm.
I went to a house before.
Mm.
I mean, just to give you a teaser, I went to a house before, one at Bukit Timah. The facing, I don't want to talk about it. And I wanted to ask, what was the thought process when you bought that? Because many consumers, when they buy, they always have concern. What should I buy? What cannot buy? And all this kind of thing. Secondly, I also want to ask you, why you never stay in the landed that you bought? Can you share?
Can.
And right, so if you want to find out about all these things that I just mentioned and you want to get more wisdom, more inspiration, or you just need more encouragement to move forward, right, please make sure you stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and subscribe to the channel, like this video. Can go check out Mr. Ismail's Instagram and go and follow him as well. He's also, are you active there?
No, I'm not so active. I'm so busy running a company, but I only post occasionally. Whatever I post in my Facebook, it just get,
Yeah. Follow Propnex Realty, Private Limited, and Mr. Ismail is also the chairman for Spirit of Enterprise. So you can go check that out as well. And that's all we have for today. Mr. Ismail, any last thing you want to share?
No, I think truly, I think it was quite a very simple. I mean, we never prepare any text. I never come with anything. I mean, Marcus just invited me. Can we talk about a little bit of a landed? Since he said landed is something I'm so passionate about. I hope our conversation in the last 20 over minutes or so is helpful and there's some nuggets. But all I said here is this: let this just be a start of an inspiration. But do your sums, plan your thing over time. Doesn't matter whenever. Call Marcus or whoever you're comfortable with, and then plan your journey.
Thanks for watching. See you at the next one. Bye.